Hello everyone, welcome to today's sessions on loops in Java. I am excited to dive into the fundamental topic. Today we will cover different types of loops in Java, including for loops, while loops, do while loops, and enhanced for loops. And we will also make this session interactive with live coding, challenges, quiz, and more. And if you haven't already watched our previous theory session on loops in Java, please check it out for a solid foundation. And also, till this session, we will provide a practice problems that covers everything from basic concepts to loops, ensuring you have plenty of opportunities to apply what you have learned. Let's start with a for loop. It used to repeat a block of code a specified number of times. For example, we find and print all prime numbers up to 50 using nested for loops. So here I have created a class loops practical session. Inside this, we'll implement our logic to print prime numbers. First, we declare an integer variable n and set it to 50. Int n is equals to 50. This will be the upper limit for finding prime numbers. Next, we print a message indicating that we are finding prime numbers up to n. Prime numbers n are. We will start an outer for loop that iterates from 2 to n. Why 2 to? Because 1 is not a prime number. A prime number must have exactly two distinct positive divisors, 1 and the number itself. 1 only has one divisor, so it doesn't satisfy the definition. That's why we are starting with 2. So this loop will check the each number to see if it is a prime. Inside the loop, we declare an integer variable count and set it to 0. This variable will count the number of divisors of the current number and will use one more loop to check if the current number I is divisible by any number from 1 to n. If it is, we increment the count. Now let's take j equals to 1. Let's put a condition I percentage j equals to 0. Count plus plus. After the inner loop, we will check if count is equals to 2. If it is, we print the number I as a prime number. If count equals to 2. We'll print I as a prime number. Why count equals to 2? Because what is the definition of prime? A prime number must have exactly two distinct positive divisors, 1 and the number itself. So 1 and also number itself. It means 2 times, only 2 times. So that's why count equals to 2, then only it will be the prime number. So let's run and see the output. So here prime numbers up to 50 are 2, 3, 5, 7 and so on till 47. So these are the 5 numbers till 50. Now I have a challenge for you. Modify this code to find and print numbers up to 100. Share your solution in the chat. Now let's comment it and move to while loop. Now let's look at the while loop. It repeats a block of code while a condition is true. We'll see an example. We'll sum user input numbers until the user enters 0. The while loop continues as long as the input is not 0. So to take input from the user, we need to import a scanner class. Let's import scanner class. First, we create a scanner object to read user input. And we will declare two integer variables, sum and number. Sum will store the total sum and number will store the user input. Int sum equals to 0, int number. Now here we'll print a message asking the user to enter numbers to sum and to enter 0 to stop. Let's print a message. Enter numbers to sum, enter 0 to stop. Here we'll start a while loop that continues as long as the user is not give the 0. Inside the loop, we'll add the user input to sum. So let's create a while loop. So here we'll take the input from the user and it's not equals to 0. Then we'll sum. After the loop, we'll print the total sum of the numbers entered. Total sum is so let's print and see. Here, enter numbers to sum. Let's enter 5, 5, 6, and now we'll enter 0 to stop it. So here we can see as soon as we'll enter 0, it will stop and it will give the sum. So here you can see 5, 5, 6. Total sum is 16. Here I have another challenge for you. Modify this code to count how many numbers the user entered before entering 0. Post your code in the comments. Now let's comment this logic and move to the do while loop. Do while loop. Now we'll see a do while loop is similar to the while loop. We'll see an example. We'll create a simple guessing game using a do while loop. The user is prompted to guess a number until they get it right. So let's start. Now to give an option to guess to the user, we need a scanner class. So let's create a scanner object. Here we'll declare two integer variables, number to guess and guess. Int number to guess. So we'll give a number to guess is 5 and one more variable is to guess. Okay. Now we'll start do while loop that prompts the user to guess the number. Inside the loop, we will check if the guess is too low or too high and we'll print the appropriate messages. Let's start do guess the number from 1 to 10 for suppose. So here we'll put a condition guess is less than number to guess. So here we'll print the message too low, please enter valid number. And here we'll put a one more condition that guess if it is greater than number to guess, we'll print a message too high, please enter valid number. And here we will put a while condition guess is not equals to number to guess. So here what will happen in while condition, it will continue the looping as long as the guess is not correct. So what continue looping as long as the guess is not correct. If user guessed correct number, it will come out from while loop and will print a message by saying congrats. Congrats, you guessed the correct number. Let's print and see. Guess the number from 1 to 10. I will enter 6. Too high, please enter the valid number. Now we'll enter 2. Too low, please enter the valid number. Now we'll enter exact number 5. Here we can see congrats, you guessed the correct number. Now let's do a quick poll. Have you ever used do while loop in your projects? Type yes or no in the chat. Now let's comment the logic of do while loop. Let's see a basic example for enhanced for loop. So the enhanced for loop, also known as the for each loop, is used to iterate over arrays and collections. We'll see an example. We'll print each element of an array using an enhanced for loop. The loop iterates over each element in the array. So here we'll take an integer numbers 1 to 5. Now we'll print it by using the for each loop. Int number. What is our array name? Numbers. Let's print it. Now quiz time. What will be the output of this code? Type your answer in the chat. Now we'll see some common errors and how to debug them. For example, what happens if you forget to increment the loop variable in while loop? I'll just write a code, simple int I equals to 1, while I less than equals to 5, print the I. So here we forgot to increment it I. What do you think will happen? Share your thoughts. Here missing I plus plus. So what will happen? We'll run and see. See here you can see it is printing 1 again and again. It will print infinity times because we never put a conditions to stop this while loop. We'll uncomment this and we'll run. Here you can see it printed only 1 to 5 because every time when it will enter the while loop, we'll increment it by 1. First it will check with 1, after we'll increment it by 1 and it will become 2. Likewise till 5 we'll print it. Then it will stop. So that's all for this session. Today we explored different types of loops in Java and made this session interactive with challenges, polls and quizzes. I hope you found this session helpful. Please share your feedback and suggestion topics for future sessions. Thank you for joining. Happy coding.